Welcome to the podcast of wrestling that is classically instant, or something like that. It's something like that with the instant classic wrestling podcast. That's what it is. I feel like I haven't done a video in so long that I forgot it. It's been Justin doing the No Way Out thing, which hey Justin, 2005. Just throwing it out there that we're ready to do 2005. If you're ever ready to do it, and then we could do 2006, 2007, so on. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about the NXT from 217-16. I thought this was a pretty good show. I hated the ending. I'm still upset with the ending, but we'll get to that. So, opens up with basically a video package on the number one contenders match tonight between Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe for the number one contendership for the NXT title. Any thoughts on the opening video package?
Yeah, I definitely like the video package. I like these little video packages that they do. They've changed it up recently. It's not like a video package, but it's kind of like an intro type of a thing to the show. They've been doing it for the past couple of weeks, and I didn't know if you were going to mention anything from last week before we got into it. Is there anything you wanted to mention from last week in particular? You have your notes from last week. I know I actually saved
I
my
do.
notes from last week, so
I do have my notes from last week. Let me look through. Yeah, there was a couple of things. I mean, we had Baron Corbin versus Johnny Gargano, which I thought was a pretty good match. It would be nice if they would, use Johnny Gargano more. You sign the guy, so how about you? I don't know, maybe use him, but let's see. Hype Bros versus John Skyler and Corey Hollis. It was an okay match. Wasn't really too much. We had Alexa Bliss versus the loser of that match, also known as Cameron. But that's how I put her in my notes, as the loser of this match, because I knew she was going to lose. It was just how she was going to lose, because she was going up against the beautiful, the talented, the amazing Alexa Bliss. I'm trying to look through and see what else. And then obviously we had the Cameron versus Bayley NXT Women's Championship match. Bayley retained, but I thought it was a really good match. After the match, the red-haired bimbo and Nia Jax attacked Carmella and Bayley. Asuka comes out to kind of even the odds a little bit, or help them out, and kind of makes it very obvious that she wants to challenge for the NXT Women's title. And did you have any thoughts on the show last week?
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know what happened to my voice just now. Have no idea what happened to my voice, but anyway.
Yeah.
Turns out, speaking of Johnny Gargano, turns out he's not even actually signed yet, him or Ciampa. Turns out they're still in the Indies somewhere and not technically signed to WWE. They're just able to wrestle for NXT right now. So that's why they're not really doing anything with him right now. I think they're planning on signing him, but they haven't yet. I don't know. I heard it. I was watching another video and happened to hear that they are not actually signed, and that's why they're not really doing much with them. The Hype Bros, I still don't understand why they're not on the main roster. Just because obviously, the crowd loves the team. We talked about this before. The crowd loves the team. The crowd loves Zack Ryder. So they wouldn't be an issue on the main roster. I don't think, unless they don't feel like Mojo Rawley's ready, because I feel like Ryder's got to be quite fed up with WWE. It seems like, because I don't think he even deserves to be in NXT. He's worked so hard to kind of, I guess you could say, get himself over with the crowd. So I I don't. I just feel like it's a slap in the face to still have him in NXT. Um, as far as it was actually I was surprised to see Cameron this last week. I was interested. I was like, huh. Um, this is interesting. I hope I always hope for the best for superstars and whatnot. So I hope she's getting better. She didn't look too bad in this match, but obviously we didn't see much from her either. Um, she's still going with the girl bye gimmick thing. All right. Um, as far as the main event, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was interesting that Carmella looked kind of nervous during the main event. Bayley took a nasty fall in the main event, but Bayley ends up winning there at the end. Kind of by a leverage pin, but which it wasn't bad because I kind of felt like it kind of kept this going. It kind of makes Carmella look strong too. Um, and I love how obviously Asuka and or Nia Jax and Eva Marie came out, which I thought was cool. But I thought it was cool when Asuka came out to kind of you know revisit that feud with Nia Jax. Kind of revisit that kind of what we saw at the last takeover that they haven't really touched since then. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I liked last week's show. It was pretty good. I'm excited for this week's show that I watched. I don't know how to segue. I tried.
I can't help but notice you didn't comment on the amazing, the beautiful, the talented, the incredible Alexa Bliss. You commented on her opponent, the loser of the match, but I didn't hear. It's cool though. It's cool. It's cool. But I kind of I get where you're what you're talking about with Ryder. The thing that kind of always confuses me is I feel like they give up on him with his gimmick, and they're like, okay, the gimmick's not working, even though it is. They just don't want to push it. But WWE is the one that comes up with the gimmicks. So if the gimmick doesn't work, change the gimmick. Like it dumb like it. I don't understand how that's not the simplest thing they can do. Change his gimmick a little bit. Do something with his gimmick. Even though the fans are way into it, he's over with the fans everywhere. I just don't understand. And I mean, he has been there for, since right after Edge started his kind of singles career with the Edgeheads. So he's been there for a while, and it's just, I don't know. I would have given up a while ago. I don't know why he's still with WWE. He would have been he would have done so much better in like TNA or Ring of Honor or something like that. But I mean, it's his choice if he wants to stay. But moving on, back to this past week. I don't know if you noticed, but I like the new opening video that they have. It's the same theme, the same music, but they changed up the video a little bit. I kind of like it. You probably didn't even notice. Did you? You're featured now. Did you notice? Did you notice it?
Did I?
You didn't notice it.
What was it specifically I was supposed to notice?
The opening. The opening video that that starts the show, not the number one contender one, but
No, I actually didn't. I didn't notice it. Didn't even notice it.
They put money into these things and then you don't even notice it. It's cool. Anyway, we get for our opening bout of the evening, Enzo Cass and Team Ready, Willing, and Gable versus Blake, Murphy, Dash, and Dawson. BMDD, I guess. Team BMDD. I'm gonna give DJ this match because he loves like every team in this, except for Cass and Enzo, because he doesn't think they deserve the titles, even though they do. I don't know.
I didn't say I didn't think they deserve it. I said I don't think they need them. They don't need them. When you're over, you don't need titles to a certain degree. We've talked about this before, just not with Enzo and Cass. You'll say it about everyone else, but you won't say it about Enzo and Cass. I mean, I just feel like, this is just my personal opinion, Casey. I just feel like, my headset's falling. I just feel like Enzo and Cass on the main roster getting tag team titles is greater than Enzo and Cass in NXT getting tag team.
No, they need legitimate tag team titles. They don't need big ass pennies.
You, my dear sir, you are the one that asked for this better tag team division, and you won't even put your favorite team up there. But as we continue into this match, we had new singlets from American Alpha. Hype. I was hype. I love this match. Kind of early on, started out with that like 8-man scuffle. Thought that was pretty cool. Enzo and Cass and American Alpha end up, surviving that. The they were trying to throw right hands. I can't remember who it was, but try to throw a right hand at Big Cass, and you don't do that. You just don't. You just don't. And it started the basically the push for the hot tag. I think it was Dawson. I think, if I'm not mistaken, but he tried to get that right hand in on Cass, but Cass was not having it. Jordan come in on the hot tag, and it was kind of cool to see Cass and Jordan in on the hot tag because they're always so dominant during the hot tags. It was kind of a cool little hot tag, but Enzo would end up getting the pin off of the aided splash. I like this match. It had a lot of nice teams in it. Even Blake and Murphy. I think Blake and Murphy are talented, but I just don't know what the plan is for them. I mean, if they can't translate the Ascension to the main roster, I know for sure they won't ever translate Blake and Murphy's generic selves to the main roster. So I don't know what they're thinking with Blake and Murphy because, the Ascension have a specific gimmick and they can't translate it. So I don't think they'll be able to translate Blake and Murphy eventually either. But thoughts on this 8-man tag match? I thought it was pretty cool.
I mean, well, first off, with Blake and Murphy, the problem with them is, I mean, yes, they have Alexa Bliss, but they don't have characters. Alexa Bliss has a character. Blake and Murphy are just two guys that are in a tag team that happen to wear similar ring attire and wrestle. There's no character for them. And I don't understand why they're not doing developing their character.
I know what it is. The Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. We have said, we want more wrestling, right? We said we want more wrestling, less storyline. Well, WWE went complete opposite of that. And, they gave us the wrestling. And they said, you know what? No storyline. That's too easy. We're going to give them no characters. I see what they're doing. They're just trying to help us out. That's what it is. I can see it.
I get it. But anyway, getting into this match. First off, I can't believe that DJ missed it, but Enzo did a dab in the entrance. He did it. I saw it. He did it. He did a dab. I saw it. I'm not sure if I like Jordan and Gable's new ring gear. They've turned into an early 90s generic singlet team. Which I guess is a change. They're still a generic singlet team, but they've gone, late 80s, early 90s look with, the colors and everything. It's cool. It's cool. It's a pretty good match until, it was a pretty good match until it started to break down and the ref lost control. And then it was awesome. I just love how it broke down and they were all, in the ring fighting at the same time. It was cool. I think the best part was Jordan and Cass working together was epic. I was like, all right, that's it. They gonna be a team, and then Gable and Enzo going to be a team. That's it. I booked it. I just changed tag teams. That's what's going on right now. But that was awesome. I was hyped. I was hyped. Moving on. Next we get an interview with Dianna Perazzo. DJ probably still can't spell the girl name, so but she's talking about her rematch tonight with Asuka after Asuka knocked her out last time they had a match. She says that Asuka is like nothing she's ever faced before. She says being knocked out was a learning experience. This is NXT, and you have to be ready for anything. And then Emma and her partner came up, and well, DJ, what happened? I zoned out after that.
They just kind of talked her down. That was the main gist of it. I didn't write specifics because there was no need to. I was more excited to hear from Dianna. Please spell your name for me every time you talk, Perazzo. I was excited though. I was excited to hear from her because it's nice to hear from these newer women wrestlers in WWE, like especially in NXT, because they want to build anything. It's always nice to hear from them. I like this. I wonder if they're gonna, because obviously I feel like Asuka's the best in the world, and she is going straight to the title. You act like I've never said that before. I already said it in a takeover review. I mean, I know the age. It's the age, the memory. It's the memory. You don't remember it, but it's on tape. It's on tape, man. But I think I no longer calling Asuka. I'm calling her the best in the world. I'm calling her the best in the world. But I feel like they're taking her to the NXT title soon. I don't even know if they're gonna give, because the title picture is so confusing because you got Carmella thrown in there now. Obviously you got both Eva Marie and Nia Jax to a certain extent. Because we all know WWE wants to push Eva Marie, so we're like in the back of our minds, we're like, she's getting the title at some point, right? And then Nia Jax is like, but I'm bigger than you. I want the title, So it's kind of there's a lot going on. And obviously my obviously my girl Santana Garrett is next in line. She was right up there with the best in the world. I think I even said the best in the world when Brittany was on the show. But she kept up with the best in the world like 2 weeks ago. So she right there. She right there in the title picture. They just ain't giving her the credit yet. They ain't giving her the credit she deserves. She had to stand with Orlando Jordan or Shaniqua in TNA. So I know she can hold the NXT Women's Championship of Florida and the world. It can happen.
Of Florida and the world. Just Florida and the world. No other states. Just Florida and the world. It makes sense. But anyway, let's move on. We get Dianna Perazzo versus Asuka. This match wasn't bad. I just think the match Asuka had with Brittany, aka Santana Garrett, whatever the hell her name is now. I'm gonna call her Brittany. I don't care. Was just so good that this one just felt like it lacked something. And you would think, these girls would have taken notes what Santana Garrett did. She was going to town on Asuka, and Dianna coming to this match like she ain't never watched that tape. What? She didn't take notes on that match, girl. But I was also kind of waiting for something to happen with the red-haired bimbo. I won't say her name either. I just won't do it. I was expecting some sort of interference because of the attack last week, and Asuka kind of coming out to help, Emma or Bailey and Carmella. I thought something was going to happen with that, but Asuka obviously ends up getting the win. I mean, she okay. I wouldn't say she's the best in the world. I mean, she hasn't she hasn't faced my girl Alexa. I mean, at 100%. Without lights in the eyes, and I mean, did she face Alexa? I don't even remember. But if she did, she wasn't at 100%. And that's what yeah. Thoughts on this match before I ramble on into something that I can't get out of.
Oh, well, I agree. Asuka is the best in the world. It's a fact. Number 2, Dianna Perazzo had no idea what she was doing in this match. I think what it was, though, it was that Asuka was throwing some new things. She watched some Kurt Angle tape. She been watching No Way Outs too. That's what it is. She been watching the No Way Outs, and she was watching some Kurt Angle tape, and she picked up that ankle lock. She picked up that ankle lock, or the Patriot lock, whatever we calling it. The ankle lock is what I'm gonna call it. The angle lock. She picked it up, and then she had that. It was a nice little transition to that leg trap, German suplex. Loved it. I guess we call it a belly to back suplex. They never call German suplexes a belly to back suplex anymore, because it's the same thing. Like, it is. It most certainly is. But anyway, yeah, this felt like we went back to Asuka squashing people again. And I'm like, do we need Asuka to squash people right now? I mean, because the only reason I feel like they're not putting her in a feud is because they're trying to get her to the title, and they're confused on what they did with the title, what they're doing with the title now. So I don't know. I want to see what's going to happen with Asuka here in the future.
Yeah. So next, we got a little bit of a review of last week's women's title match. If you didn't see it, if you didn't know what happened, and then, dear God, Eva talks, and my ears bled a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I was. Any thoughts on the words that had come out of her mouth? And
it wasn't even that bad.
It was horrible.
But I do feel like, I don't know, for some reason with Eva Marie, I feel like a lot of her talking is forced, right? Like it's kind of like Apollo Crews-esque. And what I mean by that is, like, it feels like she's trying to cut a promo and not trying to just talk. A lot of times, I don't know if I might just be my personal opinion, but it was nice to hear Nia Jax talk, though, because we don't hear a ton from her. But I like Nia Jax a lot. I'm sure Casey hates her because anyone that's huge, I guess if you quote my words, anyone that is of bigger persuasion, Casey hates them. It's a fact. I've noticed.
That is not true. I love Big Vis. He was my boy. And I like Nia Jax. I just don't like the company that she keeps. I don't like who she associates herself with. That's it. That's all. She just needs to find new friends. Not hang out with the wrong crowd that has red hair and can't wrestle. I'm just saying. Moving on to somebody who also I am not fond of. The -10 can't finish a feud, Ty Dillinger. Yep, that's his full name. -10 can't finish a feud, Ty Dillinger versus Alex Riley. I was pumped. I was so happy when I saw Alex Riley because I knew Ty Dillinger was going to get a perfect beating. Unfortunately, Ty Dillinger, he cheated. He pulled out the victory with an illegal roll-up, with the grab of the tights, the black mist in the eyes, and the leverage pin. That's what they'll review the tape next week, and it'll be reversed. That was thoughts on the match.
It was a good match. I was excited. Ty Dillinger is not a -10 because you double standard having co-host of mine. You can't say that Ty Dillinger didn't finish the feud when every time you see Jason Jordan, you don't say he didn't finish the feud. I'm just saying there was 2 people in the feud. That's how feuds work, Casey. How long have you been a wrestling fan? Longer than me, so you should know. Anyway. Anyway, I like this match though. I do. I like this kind of new Alex Riley. We haven't seen like a heel Alex Riley of this persuasion. Like the long hair, like it just kind of goes with the heel persona to me. And the facial hair thing that he's trying, I like it. Um, Riley is not happy when he gets rolled up by Dillinger, and I get it. I get it. But Riley, you just can't beat the perfect 10.
I mean, yeah, when he does the illegal roll up.
There was nothing illegal about that roll up. Actually, it was pretty legal.
And the black mist in the eyes and the low blow, all of that happened. Y'all just didn't see it. That's how good he is.
Well, if it weren't on camera, then technically it didn't happen.
It happened. It happened. But we moving on. We'll argue about this later. We'll have a talk with WWE officials, and they'll tell you the truth. Finn Balor, though, is asked if he has any thoughts on the #1 contenders match tonight. Maybe who he wants to face. All that kind of stuff. He says first he wants to tip his hat, which he wasn't wearing a hat. So I mean, I don't think you should use that saying if you're not going to wear a hat. If you're going to wear a hat and you're going to say you're going to tip your hat, you wear a hat and you tip your hat. And if you wear a hat and you're going to say that and you don't tip your hat, then, Bobby Lashley, I'm just saying. Y'all remember that when Bobby Lashley said he'd tip it? Yeah, freaking lying ass. Anyway, he tips his hat to Apollo for an incredible match that they had. He said there's no doubt that they'll have another match in the future. He says, as for the match, who knows? He doesn't know. He does know that both men are willing to go to hell and back for a shot at the NXT title. They're ready, willing, and able to go to hell and back for the title. Any thoughts on this interview?
I like Finn Balor's interviews, but I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. They're all the same. Like every time it's like they shoot it from the same angle. He talks like there's never no change in tone of voice. Like I don't know if that's how he's supposed to do it, but like it's just weird. Like they don't ever shoot him upside down or something. Change it up, or shoot him from the left, or the right, or like from the top or something. Anything, I just feel like they should change it up a little bit every once in a while.
I mean, it's because he's perfect. They actually do it from different angles, but he just looks so good at all angles that it looks like it's from the same angle.
I don't think that's how cinematography works. Last time I checked.
That is exactly how cinematography works. But anyway, next we see William Regal in his office. They didn't give him a really good office in this venue. It was all black walls, and it didn't look happy. It looked dark and dingy. I didn't like it. I was like, come on, at least give the man, like some paint on the wall or something like that. Come on now. But Corbin, he comes in. He tells Regal that it's not too late to make the right decision. If the number one contender's match is restarted, he deserves to be in it. Regal says that regardless of how Corbin may feel, he lost and Regal's decision is final. Corbin says he is the type of guy that believes in an eye for an eye, especially when it comes to stealing. When he said that, I was curious. I was waiting for, something to happen either in the main event or, later on in backstage or something like that. But it piqued my curiosity when he said that. Any thoughts on this backstage segment?
Yeah, I like this because Baron Corbin was robbed. He didn't tap. I'm telling you, it was the twitch. It was just a little twitch. He didn't mean to. He was reaching for the rope, and his hand hit the mat real quick. And he was trying to catch his hand and hit it again by accident. And he was robbed. He was robbed, and he doesn't deserve this treatment. I did expect him to, interfere in the main event, though. I was surprised. That he did not interfere in the main event.
I mean, if it was a twitch, he'd be doing it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 times. He kept twitching. I think maybe he needs to go see a doctor about that.
Nah, it was only 3 twitches. They were just really fast, so it made it look like it was more than one. Yeah.
Okay. I see how that is. But I'm gonna give you the NXT #1 contendership match because I was waiting for an interference and it didn't happen.
So he didn't take notes, formerly known as in Casey's perspective.
That ain't formerly known. That's shut up.
All right, we got Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe. I was excited going into this match. I knew it was going to be good, and boy, did it not disappoint. Samoa Joe was, he was in control, being with his aggression early on in this match. It felt like, but Zayn would come back, hit the Blue Thunder Bomb, which I thought was real nice touch. I love the Blue Thunder Bomb, especially on bigger opponents. I just think it makes it look even better. He tried to lock in the Koji clutch, but it was reversed with a power slam, which was really nice. Sami Zayn gets out of the muscle buster, which was a really cool reversal, hits the Helluva Kick, falls back, and ends up getting the pin. So we thought. As we look back at the replay, turns out Sami Zayn's shoulders were down as well. Samoa Joe's arm was over him. So it's a draw. And we have another situation again. I'm not sure what the plan is here. I guess that was the reason why Baron Corbin didn't interfere, was because they were going to do this finish specifically. And maybe this is going to be, this is going to give him a chance to be like, okay, so we've all lost now. So now I can get back into this. I'm wondering what they're gonna do. Because I expect, especially with the stealing thing, I was like, so he's gonna come in and interfere or something. Something's gonna happen, or he's gonna cost somebody to where William Regal's like, I can't let this happen. I gotta do something else. But I don't know. I thought it was a good match. I liked it. I think it would have been a better takeover match with a little more time, but I still liked it nonetheless. I thought it was really good. But yeah, I'm wondering what they're gonna do with Baron Corbin. It has piqued my curiosity. Thoughts, Casey?
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. There was nothing wrong with the match. It was just that ending. I felt like the ending was really forced. That ref had a really good eye afterwards, because I wouldn't, if you just ended the match there, I wouldn't have noticed it. I would not have picked that out until they did the replay, and then you saw Samoa Joe's hand over Sami Zayn's arm. It wasn't like his arm was over his body. It was just over his forearm. I was like, that was that was really forced, WWE. Come on now. Make it a little bit more obvious if you're going to do something like that. But besides that, I just thought it was weird that they kind of it felt like they just went off the air really abruptly and out of nowhere. Like the ref was going around the ring to, I guess, the timekeeper or whatever, and it just went off the air. And I was like, okay, which I guess is a good thing. You know, it keeps up the suspense of what's going to happen next week. But I just personally thought it was a little bit too forced. I think they should have done something a little bit more obvious where either his, Samoa Joe's arm was over Sami Zayn's like torso or something, to where, during the pin we would have noticed it more. But I mean, that's just me, but I'm curious to see what Baron Corbin's going to do. I felt like they set something up there and then they didn't do anything with it. So hopefully he does something next week. But I'm definitely excited. They're definitely building up a lot of good feuds and good storylines up to TakeOver, which I think is around WrestleMania, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for next week. Any more thoughts before we leave these fine? Nobody's watching right now. So before we leave these fine nobodies, I mean, LB Clash of Kings ain't even here. Where you at?
It feels like this takeover. I mean, not this takeover, but like the next takeover. It feels like it's taken a long time to get here. I don't know if you feel that way, but it feels like that these are like split really, 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 really far apart. I don't know what it is. Like, I know they want to have one like near before-ish WrestleMania, maybe even after. But it still feels like it's kind of far apart, a little bit. Like I don't remember when the last one was. It wasn't in January, I don't think. It was like December, I think, or something like that. But it seems like it's been so long since the last one.
I'm also confused about coming up with Fastlane. If Eva Marie is so like a mainstay on NXT, she's in one of the main feuds. Why is she the poster girl, whatever, for Fastlane? Is she gonna have something to do with the show? That just confuses me because I don't understand it. But I mean, there's so many other. Nothing against, not saying that I just don't like her, so don't pick her. But I would have thought they would have used somebody from the main roster as that, for that, position. But I think it makes it a little bit confusing because is she on the main roster? Is she in NXT? If she's in NXT, why is she featured on a pay-per-view? I don't know.
Okay, real quick. I don't know if anyone's curious, but it's actually on the 1st of April. So that's the same day as WrestleMania, if I'm not mistaken.
But yeah, it's been a while, it feels like, since.
Yeah, the last one was in December. December 16th, middle of December.
Wow. So that's like 3 months. I don't know. I mean, I know we kind of complained for a while there about how pay-per-views were too close together. Like, it doesn't give time to build up, but I think this is way too much time.
Actually, never mind. It's 2 days before WrestleMania. It's on a Monday, which is weird.
Oh.
No, wait. No, it's not. Sorry. I was in February mode. I apologize.
Can't even know when it is. Let's be honest.
You know what?
He doesn't know.
You know what? Takeover's on that Friday, the 1st of April, and that Sunday is obviously WrestleMania. Sorry.
About your damn luck. All right. That was the NXT review for 2/17/16, I think. Yeah, 17/16. So we're excited for next week. eventually, sometime in the near future, maybe, possibly, we will get No Way Out 2005 done and out and then move on. But that all depends on Justin, watching it and, finishing it. The idea that was his idea, just saying, if he watches this. But we will see you. But before we see you on the thing that I'm about to say, don't forget to follow the Twitter and subscribe and like and comment and share and, give Alexa Bliss my number and tell her that I'm so much better than, Buddy Murphy. I'm just saying. And we will see you. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? On the flippity dippity. Oh, yeah. I tried a new one. You like that one? Should I go to the normal one? Yeah. On the flippity dippity. Oh, yeah.